This month on Yoga for Your Ears, Exhaustion, Autumn Seasonal Wisdoms as held in the descending nature of Rajakapotasana, the pigeon pose, and the oracle of the I Ching, Hexagram 47. Rajakapotasana, the folded face-down, bondaged prince of the hip openers, holds within it access to all of the places where life has become unyielding. It meets us where we are too confused, too confined, too challenged, and too hopeless in the darkness of the things that no longer serve us. This pose is where we have come to deliver our effort, exhausted by pushing against the walls of the prisons of our mind or our circumstances. We are thin and hungry in the places where we were defeated long ago. Our prince meets the cold decisiveness of autumn's metal element, melancholic and resigned. He offers the space for us to bravely relinquish both jail cell and jailer, for this is the season of liberty through surrender, and the pose of the pigeon, white-breasted and pure, is the perfect metaphor for the yield that is demanded by our soul's evolution. Do not be fooled by this gentle name. This is a shape of reckoning between the incongruent and the conflicted. A persuasion that requires all of your trust and patient courage in the face of its gentle yet persistent weaponry. The spiral of the shins to the ground from ankle to knee creates a voluminous encounter such that the knee and hip must somehow navigate the custody. Even the steady rudder at the rear of the pose has us teetering on a narrow edge. The earth and the silos of the outer hips seem to have struck a deal without us, and we are slowly seduced, opening and revealing our archives of dreams and hurts, lovers, hopes, and fears into the light of deep disclosure. This shape calls us to emptiness and asks us to confront our fate and release its purpose in the silver light of autumn's fading skies. The days shorten and grow darker as the year closes around us and autumn spreads itself across the land. The yin cycles of the dark overcome the last of the year's bright yang, and we reach the end of the visible activity that we begun in the spring. This is not a time for moving forward, nor is this a shape built on physical prowess. Instead, it is an invitation to draw beneath the scaffold, for the rest of our work now lies on the dark side of the surface. Something sure holds our hand and takes us inwards through the layers of our sorrows and losses. It contracts us from the edges and brings us slowly to our own deep center. We are stripped of our gilding, left behind it the rawness of a newly naked shape. Metal, like the axes, swords, and knives that it fashions, serves to cut away and release the concluded and the outgrown. Sometimes we have a choice in what we will surrender, and at other times we do not. The early weeks in the metallic cycles are the gateways to the great transitions that lay at the feet of confrontation with these ghost rivers. Where spring and summer's brightness sought to bring us together, autumn slowly separates us, turns us towards our own darkness, reminds us that there is nothing that we truly own. Beloved, here is the place where you loosen your grip, where the dry, crumbling edges make it hard to hold on. Here we look free fall in the eye and see beyond it for a moment to the vastness, strength, and immovable will that exists on the other side of ownership. Be brave on the precipice and glimpse for a moment the mandate for change that has been hidden in your broken heart all along. It is time to release everything that is no longer glorious with life. Do you feel the percussion of an outdated wound? The brave face that soldiers on when we know that things just aren't right? Something uncomfortable from the expectations of a worn way that indoctrinates within us a beat that is a little out of time with our own step. Do you feel dragged away and alienated from the seat of your own truth, or imprisoned like a tree trying to grow indoors? Now is the time to seek your own reform, to separate from that which operates only in the light of others, to awaken from the collective dream, fashion a reliable greatness of your own making, and glimpse the singular diamond that will illuminate your path. Through the pale face of each death we encounter, some large, some small, we are learning to accept the ultimate withdrawal of life, of loss, and of dissolution. These are the lofty places in which we touch on the skillfulness of grief. Lie down next to exhausted surrender and hold hands with heartbreak's tenderness, face to face with everything that is no longer, face to face with the most honest version of yourself yet, for loss itself is a full-blown encounter with life. As difficult as it is to sit in grief, in aching mourning and despair, it is the one life experience that reliably returns us to that which is precious and pure. This moment, dear heart, is your return to value, for through your emptiness, perspective clarifies its lens and knows for certain what truth is. A luminosity, one that can only be found deep in the silence, buried in the emptiness. In this way, we allow that which is missing from our lives to enlarge us so much that beauty rises from the brokenness itself. And this is where the heart shape of loss surges above the letting go of love and replaces it with an open, clarified, and engaged landscape. On this wild, quiet ground, we fall away from the conventional and expected forms of ourselves and walk instead in our most distilled and delicate version yet. Open, dear heart, to this singular moment. Master yourself from within and cooperate with the ongoing process of your soul's evolution. To loosen the old, that it may fall gently away, and to repurpose towards a stronger light. Autumn's new seeds are revealed by the maturation of ourselves beyond our old beliefs. So be simple and pure in your efforts. It is time to go your own way. Notice the tree beyond the window abdicate its crown to the soft earth where it too has come to lie down. Now the dark branches stand out more clearly against the grey sky, and the winds of change meet little resistance as they roll across the land. For every season, that same tree willingly returns to the honest nakedness of itself, unafraid of the loss of its leaves, its fruits, and its beauty. Instead, it is filled with the great trust of spring. Our willingness to liberate the places in which we no longer grow is the one chance we reliably have to rediscover our own stark refinement. A recalibration of our values and a reset of our life compass for a new and more aligned shore. In the barrenness of release, starkness and clarity emerge, bringing meaning to the meaninglessness of each tiny span of life. For here, in the face of our deaths, life is at its most tender, most awe-inspiring, and most triumphant. My soul honors your soul. I honor the love and the light, the beauty, the truth, the kindness that are within you. I honor these things because they are also within me. And in sharing these things, there is no distance and no difference between us. We are the same. We are one.